Shout out to everybody here on the log. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Bitcoin getting that bounce in the 4-hour time frame. Are we going to continue to the upside? Only time will tell. We got liquidity up there at about 118,350. Let's break it down. I can't wait to show you more. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's go. Hope you had some big wins with me. And we continue. God bless. Drop it like it's hot, 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 hot. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let's run that. Let's run that intro, baby. Let's run it. Let's run it. Bam, bam, bam. What an awesome intro. I love that intro every single time. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every one of you. Let's bring that energy. Let's bring the movement. Shout out to everybody. Let's go. I'm going to bring that music back up and running for you so you can get in the mood with me and we can have a bit of a rally here. Shout out to everybody here. Bitcoin getting the bounce as I discussed. Let's talk about it. Let's show you what's going down. Let's break it down. If you made massive gains with me, I made $7,000 in just a few days trading BTC. I can teach you exactly how I did it, and you can learn from me. Number one, we called the bottom down here on the daily. We're going to get into all that, and we're looking for this bounce off the 4-hour 200 moving average. I talked about it today, and we got the exact bounce. That was the exact entry. At 112.7, we got a $1,000 pump for Bitcoin. Is this sustainable? Going to keep going, or is there something else coming our way? We're going to find out more here today on the channel. And look, remember this shoulder, head, right shoulder, the descending triangle, the dump. Man, the rejection of the 4-hour 200 moving average back to the downside, the Bart Simpson, inverted Bart Simpson to the upside, and now here we stand. Shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every single one of you for being here. And tonight is going to be the monthly candle close. I'm going to attempt to get that in. It's going to be somewhat difficult, but maybe not, because it will be tomorrow. I think that'll be tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., right? Will be tonight at 8 p.m. Yeah, so actually, I could wake up in the morning and just do the monthly candle close with you guys and have an absolute blast. So I don't see why I can't run a stream tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. You know what I mean? So I should be here bright and early for the monthly candle close. It's not as long. It's probably a half an hour show or less, but we'll break it down and we'll have some fun tonight. So we will be back tonight if that's crazy, even though it's tonight for me. It's 10 o'clock at night right now on Tuesday night. It's 10 a.m. for you on Tuesday morning. It's the beginning of your trading day. My trading day has ended already. It's absolutely insane. I can't explain it. I'm in Singapore. So let's take a look. This monthly close is about to close somewhat bearish, right? I mean, you got 1, 2, 3 tweezer tops, right? I mean, that's triple tweezer top. I mean, not amazing, right? You can say, okay, but there's some supportive resistance right here at 106,008, and I'll take it. As long as we keep a monthly candle above that, we're okay. I showed you the Dow Jones. That it looks exactly like this before, right? We take a look at BOOKMAP, hugging about 113,000. Where is the liquidity? I'm going to show you in a second. I know you want to see. I'm going to show you in a second. Stay tuned. See what I did there? I kept you locked and loaded. So, looking for this bounce. We even pulled a Fibonacci here from this impulse. And you can see we bounced into the golden pocket, the 618.65 Fibonacci, and we went right to it on a wick. And then was able to bounce up to the 382. Perfect fib trading if you're a fib trader from the 0.618 to the 0.382. You can't beat that sauce. I mean, that's awesome sauce. Absolutely beautiful. Well, there we have it. My delete button almost fell off, but I put it back on. You know what I mean? I don't know why it was falling off my computer, but it is what it is. Sounds ghetto. Shout out to everybody here. Let's take a look at that monthly. So I wanted to look at the monthly, and I have it on the other chart, but I wanted to look at it here on the Dow Jones. DJI 69, not DJI, the Dow Jones. But take a look here. I mean, I have it circled. I have it ready for you guys. I don't want to waste your time. But right here, I mean, that is a tailing top, right, with a bearish engulfing candle. And somehow you were able to squiggle 3 weeks out, and then they were able to print that money to zero. Then a nasty crash. And when was the crash? December. All the way until April, and then we would start to pump again. Not saying that's happening to Bitcoin. I'm not guaranteeing any kind of move here. I'm not saying, hey, this is what you're going to see for sure. I'm just kind of laying out the cards. Just because you have a bearish engulfing and a tailing top like that, it does not mean we have to dump for sure. All right, Bitcoin pumping as we speak. Actually been pumping since the stream began. Shout out to everybody here at 113,300 for BTC. All right, so the monthly looks interesting to me. It's going to close tonight. It would be beautiful if we get a pump today and we get to close the biggest monthly candle in the history of Bitcoin. I mean, it would only be proper that we get to 100, and where is that level? I think it's only 115.5. You can see where this candle opened, 115.750, everyone. So get us to 116,000. Break 115,750. We can get ourselves a move here to the upside and continue to pump. So I like, that's okay. That's okay. Let's take a look here at the weekly candle. And the weekly candle is the one that's got me going a little bit. You had shoulder, you had head, you had right shoulder. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Thank you to the new subscribers jumping into the channel. I greatly appreciate that. We do not stop. No days off. 1,700. And I can't see, but some odd days. Let me see here. 1,000. What show is this? 1,000. I got to hit the edit button just to see it. 1,774 1,774 shows. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, right? Oh my God. No chart, no screen, and people laughing at me. I could have had a call from my wife, but nobody called me. Nobody checked the stream for me. And I have my phone sitting right here. Not one person in my entire team checked my stream for me. I bust my butt all by myself. Not one person checked the chart for me, man. Not one person. Not one person. Like my team, I'm going to say this one last time, or I'm going to I am going to have everyone on my team needs to be watching the stream, including my wife and including Jamie. And if you guys see that I'm not doing something, please give me a call. It'd be very nice. All right. I need a team. I'm on no sleep. It would be nice if you guys helped me out. All you had to do was call me and say, hey, Sam, I never got a phone call. I got no phone calls. Maybe it's on, missed calls, 232. Maybe Jamie did. Yeah, you're right, I got a phone call, sorry. I guess it's on Do Not Disturb. So now I'm yelling, and everyone hooked me up. Anyway, what are you going to do, man? I try so hard, it does not matter. I'm in your DMs. I'm not going to see the DMs, you get it? It has to be a phone call because I'm not going to check the DM. I'm in the chart right now. Anyway, it's all good. I can recreate what I just did so quickly, so fast. The Dow Jones right here had this beautiful bearish engulfing candle fall by a tailing top, and we were able to get a bigger move here to the upside regardless. It did not matter, okay? We take a look at Bitcoin, and we can see Bitcoin here too, doing the exact same thing here on the monthly candle. And so we talked about the fact that Bitcoin could be closing a monthly candle and that we will close this, right? Right? Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. It's all good. We're moving right on. We're not even going to act like it happened. Yeah. I'm not even going to look at the chat ever again, so I can't be irritated. So if you're going to write something stupid, I'm not going to look at it. I love y'all. I'm going to drink water and say, dear Lord, thank you for all the blessings in which you've given me. Wash away all whatever I felt to push me forward to a new great place with ease. And I'm there. God bless me. I was wondering why I only had 900 people. I'm like, what's going on the stream? Then I look at the stream. Whatever. At least I checked the stream. All right. So here we have I guess, man, I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. So crazy. I have it back on now. All right. So this looks interesting to me. All right. That song has an echo in it. And I thought I had an echo, but I do not. So that's what I'm saying on the monthly. And we will close the monthly candle tonight. All right. And shout out to my team. Thank you for calling me. I'm sorry for being crazy. Okay. So here we go. I'm on no sleep and I'm jet lagged off my slept a little bit. I'm a little out of it. Let's be honest. I came from Miami all the way to Singapore. So I'm watching this very tight channel now on the weekly, and it looks very bullish to me, right? The one thing, I mean, you could still say shoulder head, still a right shoulder. That could still play off, come on down, and we could still get the dump. It's not over yet. I'm not going to say we've nailed it perfectly, but the odds are getting higher. I'm going to show you why that we're likely to go further to the upside. I like to flatten this top, personally, okay, like this, and make this an ascending triangle. And then I like to bring this bottom up, and you can see, this is the pattern that I'm looking for. We get this pattern, we get this monster move here to the upside for Bitcoin, and it does some serious damage, all the way up to about $146,300 for BTC, right? Bang, bang, bang. Hey, my fellow Floridians are doing well. God bless you, man. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. So, take a Tylenol, you're hilarious. So here's the deal, $145,240 BTC would be the target, right, out of this ascending triangle to the upside. That's what we're looking at. That's the key level that we're going for. Don't worry, anyone who's hating on me is just jealous because you didn't make $7,000 like I did yesterday. You know what I mean? No offense. Hey, bada boom, bada bang. Hey, and I'd like to show the trade off because it was a hot trade. I made 130% gains. And one thing I want to talk about this trade is I sold 113,377. Why? Because that's where I had my limit order when I was on the plane, and I never really had a chance to go back. I would have raised that when I saw a price ripping, right, and taken it for even more. Now, I got a $7,000 move out of $2,400, and Bitcoin went up another $1,400. I would have made about $4 more grand. That would have been, again, if I sit there and think of what I would have, could have, should have, it was still $7,000. And look, I used about 130%, so I used about $5,000 to make the money, right? Anyway, this is beautiful. I traded on Mexi. Hit the link to jump onto Mexi if you'd like the lowest fees in the game. The best fees in the game, baby. If you don't know what you're doing, you got to learn how to trade leverage or learn how to trade. Get an education with me. I'll keep you posted. All right? So this is kind of what we're seeing here for Bitcoin, right? And we're looking for this move up to $145,000. Otherwise, we will get a shoulder, head, shoulder, and we could dump. The measured move of the dump is somewhere back there to that point of control at $96,000. What do I believe is going to happen? Well, what I believe doesn't matter. The charts will convey. They'll stay above a key area, will continue. Just like I won the trade yesterday, I didn't know what was going to happen. I just trusted my trading style, and I stuck to it, and we got the short squeeze to the upside, right? Let's take a look at BOOKMAP and see what BOOKMAP is saying here and where that liquidity lies. We're going to show you where that liquidity lies now, like we were about to earlier. So 117,800 is the main leg of liquidity. That's the big log on the fire here. That's where they want to send us further to the upside, right? Send us all the way to about 117,900. That would be our key levels that we're really, really looking for. So that, to me, if we run all the way up back to 117,900, 118,000, would make a lot of sense. And BOOKMAP would be spot on like it almost always is. So I like what I'm seeing there for BTC on BOOKMAP. Let's take a look at that 5-day chart. You know I love my 5-day. A bullish engulfing candle that closes in 2 days and 10 hours. So that just opened today. Or no, actually in 2 days. But man, if that closes bullish engulfing, I will take it. And here on the 5-day, we kind of have to say we're in a falling wedge. That's going to break to the upside, right? You see how that's like, again, I'm going to take away the weekly pattern for now, but never forget there is a weekly pattern there, and that will play out as such. There's different universes. The weekly pattern will play out inside of its universe. This will play out inside of its 5-day universe. It's weird. They can all coexist together. It's quite fascinating. So look, previous resistance right there on the 5-day chart is a solid place, 109,000. We breached it there, but had a little issue there. Then we bounced, wicked, bounced, and then right there, we have clearly bounced off this key level. It's solidified as a pretty strong zone for BTC. And we came back to that resistance for the bounce. And you can see, even if we did dump more, 102,000, 104 is hard. Resistance, resistance, bounce, bounce, bounce. 104K would have a lot of trouble to break down. And then even 102,000, which is monthly support of resistance, that I don't think people are really paying attention to, that 102K level. So then we look at this, and you can almost say, well, if that's a shoulder, isn't that a head, and isn't it a bit of a right shoulder? I mean, I saw this shoulder, this head, and that right shoulder. I don't like when you dip below the neckline, though. A bit sketchy. So the way I see it is like, I just feel like you fell out of the pattern and broke back inside. I don't know how else to kind of place this. Or you can just open this up a little more, and it's kind of like an ascending triangle. I don't know. It does have almost descending triangle vibes. Bit of a double bottom with the bigger move. Interesting, right? And when I do this, I get what I don't really like, because it's like a descending triangle. It's like a hybrid of a symmetrical and a descending triangle. You know, there's a bit of a W here, though, too, even though it is this is a lower low, but you got a higher low here, which is a bullish sign. That would also push you back to 125,000 and at least to 119K. So I'm just building stories here for you. I'm starting to build the detective case for bullishness. There's a chance we get it. There's a chance we don't. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen, right? I can't tell you 100%. But what we'll do is we'll look at it the best we can and figure it out from there. Shout out to the 288 likes, $8.67 in chat revenue. We appreciate you. We love you, and we care about you, man. I just never like the show to get bothered for any reason. It always bogs the show down somehow, some way, and it is what it is. So we look here at BTC on the daily time frame. You can see the daily came up to this resistance, and then, I mean, that does show signs of a move back to the downside. And this has some descending triangle vibes. I have to be honest with you, like, that has some descending triangle vibes right now. I didn't expect to be bearish at all. I actually wanted to be more bullish, but I don't know what I'm going to see on the chart, right? I'm a chess player, about to play a chess player, and I don't know what that chess player is going to do. I'm always watching, I'm always waiting, but I don't know. There's no guarantees. You see what I'm saying? There's no like, this is definitely going to happen on time, right? So, and I also kind of see something that also gets my goat a little bit. It's a bit of like almost a shoulder ahead and a bit of a right shoulder there that could break it to the downside. So it's not all amazing here on the daily. And I'm going to show you a couple other things that are slightly bearish as we kind of head in. Right there, losing back below the 200 moving average. I would have liked that to have stayed above that on the 22. Same thing here with the 22-hour time frame. Are we going to close that CME gap? Where is the CME gap? I'm going to show you that too. I'm not going to tell you right now. I'm going to keep you glued to the screen, but I'm going to show you where that CME gap is, and not too long from now. So kind of this is where we stand. The 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look at the indicators. A little overbought and still hasn't come down yet. RSI is curving, but that's curving below the dotted line. I've seen RSIs dump down like this. I got to be honest with everybody. There's a chance we make somewhat of a right shoulder here and start to take a move here to the downside out what I see as a neckline of a head and shoulder pattern to the downside. So Bitcoin's starting to kind of speak that language that I don't like it to speak. Starting to tell me that it may want to take that move on downtown, right? So like if you look at it here, do you come all the way back to the 21-day moving average, make this beautiful cup and handle and blast? Or do you stay above the 200 and consolidate? For me, here's the deal. The only places I consider longs are technically here when the 21 touches and here when the 21 touches. These would be my preferable places for a long. If I don't get either of those, I won't take the long. It's pretty simple stuff, right? I set up the best probabilities, and if they don't play out, I don't take them. It's a very great way to trade. If you do it to hundreds of assets, you're going to find some that hit, and then you're going to go from there. So it's always been a fun kind of exchange there with that idea, and I'm really excited to see what could happen. But so, the only thing about this is I do like the falling wedge and touching the 21, but then you're back below the 200 moving average. I still see this kind of curving up. We get the golden cross somewhere by October 1st, and that could really, 3 weeks from now, we should be up way higher. So I'm still more bullish than bearish on Bitcoin overall, all right? Like, I'm not ready to panic sell my bags or anything. At the same time, a little overbought. It's a little sketchy, all right? It's a little sketchy. So here's the deal. Do we get this bounce further to the upside? Do we get tight inside the zone before we break further up and get this monster push to 120,255? Secondary target, 117,008. That's the level that BOOKMAP is targeting as we speak. So let's zoom in. The smaller time frames are going to start to give us kind of what's likely going to happen today. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of this for now. I'll keep the more optimistic flag out there for now, but it had a bounce and it gave a lot of it back. A pretty sketchy here on a Tuesday morning. And again, we pumped on Monday. Whenever you pump on Monday, it's usually a dump Tuesday, Wednesday, right? It never seems to just all of a sudden be good after that. So, this kind of has a shoulder. See how this has a head and shoulder pattern too? It's not easy to see. But it has the beginnings of a head and shoulder pattern. Like, that would be the neckline there. So that definitely could bounce further to the downside. I'm not in love with what I'm seeing. There's a resistance here at 113,400 for Bitcoin, which is beautiful. But you can kind of see a rollover, right? The thing is, you're very oversold on the stochastics RSI. Yeah, you got room on the MACD and room on the RSI, but that also could bear flag its way to the downside, right? So I could see this as a bit of a bear flag here. And this is my first time looking at it this way. I didn't even think about it on the 1 hour, but like that looks bearish, right? So last night I was looking for Bitcoin to go sideways and continue with the flag for us to get the, the full pump. It didn't necessarily do that, right? It looked a bit sketchy to me. So now I'm looking at it here. I'm like, well, could be a bear flag that takes us further down. We go sideways a little bit and then we dump somewhere back down to about 111,358, right? Very interesting. I like what I'm seeing here. Back this up. Bring this in here. And bring this back here. So something like this could be brewing, but it's now looking a little more bearish than bullish. The 4 hour looks bearish to me. A little too overbought on the stochastics RSI. Not a fan. Let's take a look at what's happening here on the 5-minute time frame. So the 15. The 15-minute had a huge pump today, 113,008. Again, kind of like we talked about with the bounce off the 200 moving average on the 4 hour. We got it. And you kind of say, like, is it in a broadening rising wedge here? You see this? I mean, that would send it further to the top of the channel. A little more cylinder, so to speak, right? And we could bounce all the way back up here. Then we retest just a little bit, and then we boom. I've seen that happen. It could, but it's also very rare. It's a very odd signal there. But, so what am I seeing? There could be, if basically in the next hour you make a big right shoulder here, it's likely you're going to dump. If the next hour you go straight up and start kind of just headed to the top of this channel, or you just go up and down and start consolidating, that's great. So we already get a pretty good idea of what could be happening and why, and what time frames to watch, right? The 15-minute. The next 4 candles in the 15-minute should send you further here to the upside. If not, they're going to roll over a shoulder, because you can see shoulder, head, right shoulder, and it seems like 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that right there, that right shoulder was just 4 candles. You could say 5 with a little bit more, but that's the idea, is that this could definitely topple over to the downside here. So am I bearish or bullish for Bitcoin? Right now, I got some mixed signals. All right. The first thing I want to talk about, and we'll move in there. So on the 22. So when we pumped, I wanted that to close green and blast above the 200 moving average. Getting right back below the 200, not a huge fan for me personally. You know, we did have to come back to retest the 21. As you can see, like it came to it there, but it's still not an amazing idea, right? And the 50 got rejected by the 200, didn't get the golden cross, you know, like it was supposed to. So I don't know, man. This time, this doesn't look amazing. Like when I draw this trend line and that trend line, this is what I'm getting. And I would like to tweak it and switch it, you know, but that's what it is, right? That's the ugly trend line that we got going. You can connect these two here like I did there too, and you can see clearly, okay, that's a bit of a descending triangle. So wow, starting to build a bearish picture. I'm praying, you know, I'm hoping that something on a smaller time frame could show up. You know, one thing we see here too is the 1 hour stochastics RSI, right? They've crept back to the upside. They're curving. They could start to do damage. Once they cross that dotted line, could be bullish. So that's a bullish sign. RSI's okay. MACD's about to turn. It's not the worst in the world what I'm seeing here. There's a chance we could continue this push, but it doesn't look amazing, right? 1 hour has a bearish engulfing candle now that we're going to have to deal with on the low, right? So that's the first thing that we're looking at. That's not going to be amazing. So here's the deal, everyone. We could be in for a bit of a bear flag here on the 1 hour time frame. That could have just been a fake out breakout, and we get a nasty, nasty dump. Somewhere down here to the 1 hour 200 moving average, somewhere to 111,006. And then we're going to show you that CME gap in a split second. Just hold your horses. I know you want to see it. I know you need it. I'm going to hook you up. Don't worry. I'm going to teach you how to do it all. You're going to be awesome when we're done. I love you. Don't worry. Have no fear. Have no stress. Just keep pushing yourself every day. Stress creates cortisol, which stops you from pushing yourself to your highest limits. We don't need cortisol. We need to keep pushing through adrenaline, right? You can find your own adrenaline by working out every single day. A hardcore workout, though, that feels like you really pushed yourself. It can't just be a little huff and puff, I call. You got to really put in the work. You got to grind so hard that you sweat out every pore in your face, and you're just like, wow, unbelievable, right? So this doesn't look amazing to me. I have to be honest. Let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame. So the 15-minute also kind of showing signs of a shoulder head, right shoulder. So you have to start assuming right now that the 15-minute is going to break down. Unless we kind of just continue further up here. Like this would be your candle bounce right now. So you have to aggressively, what I don't like is to make this trade, you have to aggressively enter right now or have gotten in on the wicks, which is still aggressive. So you had to have had an aggressive entry to make this trade. You have to pray that you don't make a right shoulder. Pray that everything goes well back to the top moving average. Like so much has to happen geopolitically and all, you know what I mean? It's just like, so I'm messing with that. You know what I mean? But the thing is this, still a bit of a double bottom. Can we head all the way up to this? Boom. So I'm looking for this move back to the top here, okay? It would be oh so important. I'm looking for the 4 hour to remain above the 200 moving average. You see? Turn this into a flag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I don't know, 10 candles, 40 hours? I don't know. Would it take a week? I mean, it says it could take till October 1st. Yeah, just a day. I mean, that's tomorrow, right? 40 hours is, oh yeah. Sorry, I used to work 40 hours. I'm like, but 40 hours in a week, I'm out of my mind. You know what I mean? You can definitely see I'm losing it, right? No, so 40 hours, I mean, yeah, it could take, I mean, because I could see 10 4-hour candles. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to 8. I think 10 is a bit much. So, but that's still like 30 hours, right? 6 times 4 is 24. So it could take its time. But the aggressive entry is right now. To enter right now on the 4-hour time frame, stop loss below the 200 moving average. But no guarantees on that front, right? And then you go to the smaller time frames to see what that looks like. And then we zoom into 15 and into the 5, and here we are. And even the 5-minute time frame is a bit of a shoulder, head, right shoulder. You see that? It's interesting how it all kind of plays out over time there. So we got some big signals, all right? We got the pump. Everything went our way. We sold the local top. They then dumped it all the way back down to 112.8, right? Pretty close to like some of the areas that people were getting in. And now it's kind of been somewhat sideways here with some right shoulders. So like shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, to me is somewhat of a bearish sign too as well. So unless the bulls let's say, can, I guess, get, let me see here. All right. I'm bullish as long as the 15-minute holds the 200 moving average. If I see 2 to 3 50-minute candles below this yellow line, this 200 moving average, I'm going to, that's it. Like, I'm going to flip out. Like, I'm not, but that's, I'm going to turn bearish. And we're likely going to start to drop further down to about 111,278. If we maintain this 15-minute, and we've maintained the 4-hour too, because they're both very close, you see? But if we maintain both, preferably the 4-hour and the 15, we can have a chance of consolidating absolutely beautifully here for Bitcoin. Like, it's setting up nice. Like, you get up, downs, get very tight, and then boom, right? And that would be about October 1st when we would get the pump tomorrow. So, hey, it looks very, very enticing. It looks juicy. The 4-hour really is your friend right now. If you see the 4-hour make a bearish engulfing candle, right? If you see it start to flush and then close below this yellow line, we're in trouble. Definitely somebody's going to be in trouble there. So let's take a look here at this. And again, this kind of shoulder to me, like, this looks like a head and shoulder pattern. So I'm getting some bearish signals, everybody. Not mixed signals, bearish signals. It's looking a little bearish for Sammy. I have to be honest with you. Right now, as we speak, that I sold that local top, and it doesn't look amazing, right? It doesn't look amazing. So, only time will tell, but right now, this looks very likely like it's going to break somewhat down to 112,274. I can't guarantee this, but I see a shoulder, a head. I see a shoulder, head, shoulder. And that's a bit odd to me. So that looks like we're going to go further to the downside for Bitcoin 100%. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't look amazing. Let's be honest here. So right now, after I've done my work, I saw a few bullish things. I saw more bearish things. And I have to say the confluence is to the downside. That's just what it is. And I didn't expect to say that today. That's not what I wanted to come out and talk about on the live. I thought we'd have a continuation and we continue to pump. It'll be great. But that's just not the case every time, right? It's always a struggle. So Bitcoin, 113,271, right? Main price. And I like to see kind of what's up in the last hour here on the charts. You got Zcash up 5%, which is pretty good. That is a fork of Bitcoin, 21 million only, right? Aptos, Tether, Gold. And we got to talk about something big today. And you know what we have to talk about. We're going to break it down in a second. Look at that, though. Tether Gold, XAUT now. Now they got Tether Gold. Pretty awesome. So, yeah, there's just always some big news out here, right? And I got to show you something that's blowing my mind. So the price of silver has been manipulated for years, right? And we knew, like, there was a big move coming for silver, and I drew it. And remember, I was on Kinesis.money, and I was loading up, right? And I was loading up on silver, and I mean, silver continuing to push to the upside too, which is absolutely amazing, right? So look at that move for silver. I mean, high-ho silver away, right? Cup and handle to the upside, entry at 25 there. This thing went to 46. It's almost back to I believe its all-time high. Oh no, I guess it's been at 47, 49, but it's about to crack its all-time high. Definitely a little unsustainable on this move to the upside, but silver, man, high-ho silver away. Like, unbelievable, right? So that's that. Like, that actually happened. We don't have to stress that boom to the upside. Remember, we talked about silver many times. I told you I was loading up on silver on my Kinesis.money account because silver looked like it was about to explode, right? And I didn't want to miss the rally. I'm a silver stacker too. Silver got me into Bitcoin originally. You see? Like, I first started getting into silver, then gold, maybe a little gold, then silver. I started speculating, but for sure, you know, that's how it started for me. So blessings to everybody here. And look, Kinesis.money, I believe, yeah, we started with like 1,400. It's already up. I mean, $300 on 1,400. I'm not trying to brag. It's amazing. Excuse me. Like, it's amazing, but it ain't bad, right? And that's continuing to grow. I could sell this now. I mean, it looks like silver topped a little bit. Maybe a time to take a little bit of profit. Move it into Bitcoin, moving around. You could actually swing trade this. You could do whatever you want. You got Kinesis silver, you got Kinesis gold, Bitcoin. It's a great place. They got a metal back card. You get 10% back on the card that you get. It's pretty awesome. So shout out to Kinesis.money. Get metal back on your purchases. It's just amazing, right? There's a bunch of ways to earn here. You can ship your gold in, get it turned into a digitized coin, and now you're digitally in the world with your money. And you had gold sitting in a shelf for years, or in a safe, or whatever it may be. So blessings on blessings to the channel sponsor, Kinesis.money. We appreciate it. Wow, a little bit of a double bottom here. Now, I see I'm overly bullish for Bitcoin. I just feel like I know I shouldn't say it, but my feelings tell me that a big move is coming no matter what. And that the 4-hour is going to plow here to the upside, that this is a perfect entry for you right now with a stop below this wick, and you're likely going to soar all the way back to 114,467 again. But I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such, and I'm just going by what I see. I'm just a guy. This is a reality TV show of my life. Every single day I go over the charts. I like to kind of take you with me if you want to see, and that's basically it. Like, there's not much. It's pretty cookie cutter, right? You see exactly what it is. There's not much to this. I'm a teacher. You're a student. I'll never look at your portfolio for you. I'm never going to go over what to buy and sell. We just don't do that, right? Because I don't know your life. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know your finances. I'm not going to sit there and be able to assess your life properly. So that's not what I do. But I can teach you, and I can help you find ways as a student to become amazing. So just always push yourself forward. Always be awesome, and you will be. You will be. I see this bouncing back to the top of the channel. I mean, look at this range. A beautiful range, and it's going to head all the way back up there to about 113,800. So very likely we're going to go further to the upside here right now as we just broke out. But, sketchy. Feels kind of like a Saturday morning, right, than a Tuesday. A lot of back and forth price action. I still got a runner going, so that's up nice too. We'll see where that can cook. Let it cook, baby, cook. I can't believe, wow, I would have, should have, could have, would have. If I had been on the ball, I would have made another 4,000. But hey, I'm super excited. I flew a 25-hour flight, somehow still took 7 racks off the table. And, God is my witness, man. I'm so blessed that I did that. Like, strike me dead, I'm lying about that $7,000. Like, unbelievable. Man, and when you start making, over $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 in a week off your trading, you're going to start feeling an energy and a reward system that you never thought possible. You're going to build. So after everything I've seen, this looks like a lower high, possibly like a shoulder head on a right shoulder. It just looks like we're going to be rolling over today. I have to be honest. Let's take a look at where the 1 minute 200 moving average is. What's going on over there, right? I mean, you're staying above the 200 moving average, and you can say right now, look, you're inside this symmetrical triangle. We were in one of these just the other day, and you're just getting oh so tight. Like, eventually it's going to pick its poison. So, like, I'm not one to trade bull pennants, an indecision Tuesday morning if it's, preferably more on a Monday. But, that is starting to show signs of a breakout, but it's just high risk for me. The volume's been back and forth. I've seen a lot of, it just seems like they're kind of liquidating people who don't know what they're doing. So, by knowing what you're doing, which is nothing, do nothing. Look at this. Shoulder, head, right shoulder with the dump to the downside. It's so accurate, it's insane. Look, and then you trade the flag, right? As it touches the 21. That's one of my systems that I've backtested that plays out time and time again to the measured move, and you get it, right? Then you get the shoulder head, the right shoulder, the descending triangle, you get that. Then we called the bounce and bang, and then we sold the local top, and now here we are waiting to see kind of what's happening here for Bitcoin. So I like the tightness. Don't get me wrong. I like that it's getting very tight inside the wedge, and that destination does take you to 113,800 for BTC. So it is starting to look somewhat decent here for a move to the upside for Bitcoin, but I'm not loving it. I don't believe I'm going to be live trading this. If I do, I'll let you know, but I don't believe I will. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here for BTC. I'd like to kind of dive now into the total market cap. We did do our macro technical analysis video. I'd like you to check that out if you can. You can check it out anytime throughout the week. It'll definitely serve you. So let's take a look here. St. John dedicated his life to everybody out here, man. What a blessing. St. John's. I was just thinking about St. John's because, man, they're starting a new season, and it looked like they got, they sent R.J. Lewis to the Celtics, which I thought was a bit crazy, right? Anyway, shout out to anyone who went to St. John's. God bless you. I saw an alum from St. John's today in the streets, too. Got me thinking of St. John's. So, look, Can we see this move here? Shoulder, head, right shoulder, pump back to the upside. You got to get this move and get tight. It's just very, that's what you got to get. We got to get this move and get tight for total. Total is like a triple bottom, though. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, bounce. It looks very nice, and it's pushing up to the stochastics RSI. Total looks like it's gonna keep us on track here, and everything will be well. But no guarantees. Let's take a look at Total 3. Total 3 is the altcoins, excluding all Bitcoin and Ethereum, all the altcoins, all the hottest altcoins. And I mean, it's in the same exact scenario that we talked about when it was here, when it was there. Like, you can't see it start to dump back down to the daily 200 moving average. You got to get this bounce. So there's a chance alt season is over. This is it, and we're over. But I just, I got my bags packed, and I'm waiting for fireworks, man. And I want to see this tightness and then the explosions. And I know it can happen. So I'm watching it very closely. This is the total market cap of all of the cryptocurrencies, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, you do not want to close a daily candle below $1.03 trillion. If you do that, and it's not a save the world event or something, you know what I mean? So that's very, very, very sketchy there. Like, you want to be able to bounce there. And you already kind of, in the defense of this move, you did get the bounce. You did get the bounce, right? And look, right off the point of control on the VRVP too as well, which is quite phenomenal. And then these tight moving averages, the 21 curling up, tell me we're going to get tight. So keep the faith. I like what we're seeing here. And I'm still tight on Total 3. And things are starting to kind of look up a little bit there. So I was seeing here, they reset, but we did have some green here in the markets. MCB, Juno, GMMT, SRC, VEX, Arkham. All right, let me jump on into the chat and see what the chat is saying here and make sure I'm not skipping out on anybody or holding you guys down, The daily is just getting started, unless it looks, I don't know, yeah. So let's just take a look at poll. Let's take a poll here. Are you bearish or bullish? Someone's going to say, I'm overall bullish bear. Okay, are you bearish or bullish? Let me know here on the channel. I like to find out. Let me know. Let me know. Are you bearish or bullish? And thank you so much for the super chat. We have the lifer is in Singapore. Boss, Sam, and Master Friend have given me the skills to change my life and my mentality. Bless them both. I love you. It's like we unlock a hidden key that everybody already knew they have. They just didn't know they could unlock it. Best community in crypto, underground crypto. We love you, man. God bless you. The only crypto channel with no ads, baby. Shout out to you, man. I love you. I'm an impatient bull. God bless you. Super Rare introduced staking options. Few token releases left. Most supply out. 45 million. Coinbase and all exchanges, both futures and spot. Yep. I'm Diddy-ish, you're funny. What does that mean? Right? Hey, you use your imagination over here. A lot of baby oil all over Bitcoin. Extremely bearish short term. Ultra bullish long term. Interesting. Day 4 of asking about LINEA. Thank you, Sam. Well, did you send a super chat? You know what I mean? Because I might not remember what you just said if 4 more super chats come in, and I got to do the right thing to those people. So I got to take care of their super chats first. You didn't, yours is free. So Omar Lopez, no chart, Sam. Thank you for saying that. Wish I'll always check. Can't see your charts. Thank you. God bless you guys. Can't see the charts. Look at you guys paying to tell me the truth. The lifers in Singapore, boss man. No chart on screen. GoPro. Thank you. You're funny. Where's the GoPro? You can see the GoPro. Where's the GoPro? Here's the GoPro. I got the GoPro right here, baby. Hero 13 creator package. This thing is awesome. I've taken so much footage with this thing. You're going to see an amazing Singapore vlog already. I mean, I'm going to show you a lot about the city. I'm going to show you what we do, where we go. We're going to watch the Grand Prix. We got a ticket. It's going to be crazy. So can we take the 1 hour lows for a hidden bull div? That's what I'm somewhat looking at. Thank you so much for Simeon Ivanov. God bless you. And shout out to Brave. Shout out to George Wingard. Shout out to BP Kohler, Scottish Crypto, and Omar Lopez. And not to anyone that told me that I couldn't see the chart. You guys are blessed. So Zcash, in the last hour, it's up 7%. It's really moving compared to the rest of the market. Nothing else really is getting that steam. that we can see on the board, right? MIAX back to 16, unbelievable. Funny, plasma, people are all about that, and it took a nasty dump to the downside. ASTER also dumping to 166. It did the ASTER to the downside. And someone says that the logo looks like two, you know what I mean? I don't know, you tell me, but it looks a little interesting. Could it be two BCs? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'll get it. It's crazy, right? And it looks like, you know what, ASTER, right? So 168 right there, see? Two buns, man. Like, it's so weird. Anyway, I think CZ was playing games there. So anyway, someone was playing games. Silver with the monster move. Is this sustainable? Is silver going to pump today? You know, pumps like that usually convene some type of pullback. That's insane for silver to run like that. And that means I feel like world banks, businesses, people are getting into hard assets. And so silver being one of the least, you know, or the most, you know, moving hard, like basically it's going to give you the most multiples of any hard asset out there, right? That's what I was saying, the most multiples. Like 45 is way better than buying Ethereum at 3,600, 40, you know, $4,000. So when you take a look at it and you think about it, silver, man, really, that's a monumental move for silver. And I wouldn't be surprised if it goes right up to resistance and then kind of hangs out sideways up until about October 1st. And then the rally just goes on, right? And that would be crazy, right? Silver to $50 an ounce somewhere by October 2nd. Bring freedom back, baby. Let's go, silver. Hi-ho, silver. Away, the Lone Ranger, right? His horse was named Silver. You and Master Fred changed my life. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay. Thoughts on LINEA? Big love, Sam. God bless you. Thank you. Thoughts on LINEA? Big love, Sam. Let's take a look at LINEA. Michael Pa, you out there, man? I'm here in Singapore. I need you, Michael. So last time I looked at LINEA, I was looking for a break to the upside, and we did get it from entry, right? Entry right there at about 0.3, and we pumped all the way to about 3.5, which is about 20%. Did come back down, get back inside the pattern, but then they went and dipped it, right? And then LINEA has been kind of falling off ever since. It's crazy. I hear it getting talked about. It start consolidating. It looks a lot like all the other coins that pumped. I think LINEA was in the bag, but apparently it was not in the bag. So LINEA struggling right now, and also shoulder, head, right shoulder. Of all the coins out there, this doesn't look amazing. Now, maybe we reverse. Maybe something big happens. Maybe we bounce, and this all kind of goes our way. But right now, and I like this project, but just not for what I have right now. Either you run the day or the day runs you. Jim Rohn, 100%. Can you look at Trump coin? It's hard to run the day when you're jet lagged and out of your mind, but you got to keep pushing, and you can't make excuses. And you will be able to run the day no matter what you do in your life. You will be able to run the day. Trust me. You will be able to run the day. I'll be honest. I mean, that goes to zero. Highly likely that this is some type of bottom here. Then we come down one more time to touch 0.24, and then we get the bigger bounce. The target does take you to about 3.5, but it's only 2.4 to 3.5, right? That's 24 to 35. It's over 30%, right? It's one digit over 30%. Someone says, check out the MIAX chart. Let's take a look at MIAX and see what MIAX is doing here on the radar here. MIAX. I mean, MIAX was hot, right? I haven't seen the chart, but from what I was looking at, MIAX looked like it was going to get busy. So last time I looked at MIAX, I put it in this flag here, suggesting it could pump. Or maybe even a little earlier, but that entry is somewhere about 14,000. Maybe 14.8 there. And then it did pump to the upside on 2 wicks to 17,000. So it hit 17 twice, which is pretty crazy, pretty monumental. So MIAX has been amazing. And now it's consolidating, right? I mean, look at it. That's beautiful consolidation. That looks like it's going to explode. You see? That looks like it's going to rip. Now, the one thing I'm not, hugely a fan of right here, I mean, right here, you're getting very tight. Can you get this move further to the downside? And you could Bart Simpson right back down there at any moment. I'd pull out this long. I'm not loving the long. High risk, high reward, you know? And then you'd also have to get Bitcoin to play ball. But it does look interesting. And it does entice me with the low stochastics too as well. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking for. A move to $20. $20 bill, yo. Check out the MyX chart. We did that. Thank you so much. Yeah. Can you look at Trump coin, brother? Thank you. Been a long time. Let's look at Trump. Oh, that's my alerts on MyX crossing the vertical line already. Funny. It's not supposed to be that fast over here. There you go. And we'll come back to that alert too, but it does look pretty interesting to me. All right. MyX chart, Trump coin is what we're looking at. I was like, what did this guy ask? He asked about Trump coin. Let's take a look at Trump. USDT here on MEXC. So Trump is just a slow bleed, really. You know what I mean? World Liberty Finance might even take its place. It is doing that Adam and Eve double bottom, and maybe it revamps. They're just seeing how low they can take it before they can scoop it up. But, man, you either believe in this all the way or you don't, and you're ready to rock. So there it is. The Adam and Eve double bottom on Trump coin, which says it's not going to break this low, and it's going to continue further to the upside at one point, shape or form. So, but that's Trump. I don't think it's worth having at this point. I think it's kind of a little of a wash bag. World Liberty Finance, a different story. I think because it has far more utility, could be something that gets used up and adds to the perp there too as well. So WFLI, right, even though it is in the dumpies, and the last time I looked at it, I did suggest a bit of a dump here. Let's take a look. Yeah, so you lost the 200 moving average on the 15, and then you can just continue to careen further to the downside. It's so clockwork. I see this all the time. So that's, yeah, I mean, and that's why I long the 15-minute when we got above it, because it's explosive this way too. You get above it here, look, boom, boom. You get down, boom. Maybe we go through another one. You don't know, but dang. Let's take a look at World Liberty Finance right now, just kind of with all the sauce in it. Looks like a shoulder, head, right shoulder that wants to go further somewhere down to like the bottoms. Usually impossible to get there, right? I mean, you never know. But that does say that you're either going to double bottom off of 119 or, you've got some downside there. So that doesn't look amazing to me. Shoulder, head, right shoulder too as well. So looks like a head and shoulder pattern, right? That wants to break you down further to the downside. So does not look amazing. How about that V-Chain? Vet, baby, vet. Remember when V-Chain was Ven? How old are you? When V-Chain was Ven, you're old school if you remember V-Chain being Ven. So let's take a look here. Last time I put it out, I looked for this bounce back up. It kind of went sideways, and then it did get the bounce further to the upside. Not too shabby, right? And if I could stop drawing those and put myself in a smaller time frame there, the 4-hour, we can get busy. So, I mean, it started to find its bottom, right? You see certain people tweeting about it left and right, talking about it every day, but I don't know if there's really solid TA being done, right? It's just kind of, it's speculation at best, right? So this did fall to the downside. Previous support is resistance right here. And you get resistance, the bounce here to the upside, and then you get in the shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, that could possibly also continue us here and get us blasted out. But I'm still, I wouldn't be surprised if this rolls over too as well. It just doesn't look amazing. V-Chain's at a must bounce area. Like, you got to get a bounce for V-Chain. Looks like it's going to get the news. Looks like there's no way they can't get it to bounce somehow. But dang, man, V-Chain. So that thing's got to move. And it's been here once, twice. That's a third bottom, technically, it's hit in its lifestyle. So, man, V-Chain. I used to trade V-Chain. I knew about it when it was so small, like less than a penny. Then it was 0.2 of a penny. Then we were going to go and 10x it to $2. It went to 27 cents, man, right? Insane. All right, let me take a look at the fan funding and see what's happening here. Everyone out here on the live. Shout out to all my awesome people keeping it real, holding it down. You're the best, man. There should be like 1,700 people here on the live. Either you run the day or the day runs you. Amen. 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 Okay. And we took care of the charts issue. That all got all taken care of. Any super chats? Anyone wants to go over here? I don't see any super chats. So I'm going to continue to deep dive here and break it down. All right. Man. And it is now 11:03 here in Singapore. Absolutely beautiful to be alive. May God bless each and every one of you for being here. May God bless me no matter what. And may God bless my team that did call me. And my wife, my foolish face didn't have the phone on. Someone said, Captain Dave, thoughts on ONDO? You know, ONDO's boring. Let's be honest. It's boring. It's got a big market cap. It's going to take a lot of money to move it. Simple as simple does. You know, the last time it looked far more bullish, and then it kind of fell out of the pattern. It's interesting. Let me look at it from a new perspective, but that isn't amazing. Sammy Advantage, poor for 4. We'll take a look at that too. I thought I went over that last night or this morning, sometime. I feel like I've gone over it yesterday, right? I can't remember anymore. So look, I mean, it's a bit of an ascending triangle there for Bitcoin that could propel us further to the upside. I would prepare somewhat for this idea: shoulder, head, right shoulder, and we can reconvene. I like that. So ONDO forming a bit of a flag too. Getting very political, but you know, I like it. Get the breakout here about the same height, 150. You know, what was that level there? 160. No, $1.59, and then 169 for ONDO. I do see it moving. It looks like it's going to take its time though, like it always has. Sideways, and made a move. Now I'm hearing a lot about quant. The Saudis are buying quant. Something's going on. Don't quote me on that, but you can do your own research. But quant. And I'm going to look at quant here on MEXC, see what's happening. So quant. Last time I looked at it, it just slowly dumped for 20 days, right? So no love. Let's take a look here. Now what I see for quant is a little more interesting. I see this upper trend line. I see this downward trend line. I do see the cup and handle inside of the pattern. Do you see it too as well, right? And that, my friends, is the sauce. And then a lot of times we do get this little Adam and Eve kind of that doesn't end up playing out. And that sends you somewhere to about, 170, right? 170 quant. Now, quant's been interesting. I would watch it on the radar. It's making a higher low in that cup and handle. Something's brewing here for quant, and then it gets tight, and then boom. $170 quant coming, and it looks like it could be, somewhat likely. But again, we'd have to get the bounce. And the coolest thing about this is if we get the bounce up to here like this, somewhat like this, it gets tight, man. Stake for you and Zeno on me. Man, Baudry, why'd you do that, man? You didn't have to do that. I'm about to hook you up, too. You didn't even know. I'm going to come right back at you, man. Well, that will come back to you fivefold, man, when I'm done. So I love you. God bless you. Thank you so much. I can't believe you gave $99, man. Unbelievable. $290. Wait. Stake for you and Zeno on me. Stake for you. Did it just do it twice, or did you do this 3 times? I can't tell. Maybe it just... I think it's glitching out. Let's take a look. But, man, you didn't have to give like that. That's unbelievable. Super nice of you. You did buy steak. The dinner tonight was $175. We went out to dinner, and I paid $176. So, yeah. Thank you. Like, you just paid for dinner, man. I don't know why you did that. You're making me feel bad. I love you, brother. You're such a hard worker, and I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. That's amazing. You're a blessed man. Thank you. Unbelievable. People are that good to me. It takes me aback for a second when people are that good. Shout out to the 1,300 people, $240 in chat revenue. Unreal. And you know what we did? We got this medley. We got a porterhouse. We got a ribeye. We got I don't even know. We got every steak out there. A New York strip, like not huge ones, like each little 200-gram steaks put next to each other, but it was a lot of meat. Sam, why does the news seem to push gold's price so much but barely pushes Bitcoin? Back in 21, seems like, because right now, I'm going to tell you right now, because right now, only a small percentage of people accumulate Bitcoin. You have to understand that. Not everybody understands Bitcoin like we do. Most people do not. understand Bitcoin the way we do. So because they don't understand the way we do, you have to understand that because they don't understand Bitcoin the way we do, you have to conceptualize. See how I did that? Got myself out of saying that same word twice. But is that all she wrote? Or does it has an off switch there? All right, so I lost that light. Hey, she lasted pretty good. Non-stop, about an hour straight, is what you get out of the GoPro light. So that light's been tested. It goes for an hour straight. All right, there you go. That's what we get. It's got this little like flip. You flip this little button out to take out the USB 3. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Now what I could do though is I can also just brighten up the camera a touch. Just a touch though, darling. Let me see here as I freeze myself, right? I just bring up that exposure. The brightness. There you go. I don't want to make it too grainy, but there you go. Bring that sharpness. There you go. Bam, that works for me. What do you think? I'll take it. I'll take it all the way to the bank, baby. Let me just take a look. Can you see the pocket square? I just want to make, yeah. Everything's fresh, man. Look at the bed, man. The bed is a king-size bed. Beautiful. I was taking a little bit of I took a 20-minute nap, I'll be honest, today. 20 minutes, okay? 20 minutes, guys. Is that all right? And girls, lifers and lifettes. So let's take a look at gold and kind of break it down for you. Now, gold is being bought by big banks and institutions and anyone who thinks there could be any type of WW tree. You see what I'm saying? Any inkling of it. Anyone who just thinks there could be some issues, they're going to be gobbling up those gold supplies. And that's what's been happening. And I told you, look for gold to flag out here on the 1 hour time frame and continue to push. Last time I put out gold, I said gold is going to rip. And then this flag right here, continuing to push with the chart. You know, that says it can go all the way to $3,956 if it continues to rip. It broke out, it retested. I see this thing headed to $3,960. Yeah. And then on the bigger picture, gold is just ripping. It's in this beautiful bull flag, and the measure move takes gold to $4,368. So just like that leg. And if you're in so early, they can't get you right over time. So a little bit of bearish div on the RSI, stochastics RSI indicator, though. And I did see a slight bearish div as well. So I don't know. The daily looks a little overbought for gold, right? And you almost have a little bearish div as this swings up, but that swings down. May kind of slow down the movement here. But wow, look at that. I mean, slow that down. That's crazy, right? So there we are on the sailboat, sailing away, right? No, but seriously, this thing, could gold go parabolic? I mean, it looks like it may. Starting to make a bit of a rising wedge. You can trade gold on BTC exchange, which is pretty cool. You can trade gold, silver, all sorts of assets there. Tesla, Apple stock, it's really interesting. Tech 100, which is the NASDAQ. That's where I do my nasty NAS trades. So it's been unbelievable. It's been unbelievable. And look, that takes you somewhere to about what? Yeah, $4,000 gold, right? That's just where we're eyeing. It gets sized up again, boom, a little bit more, and then boom, to the upside. So gold and silver absolutely exploding because people don't trust the economy. People don't trust the government is about to shut down. That would send the market skyrocketing. And so, like, you know, and we'll look at that. I want to kind of give you the best news on that. That will affect non-farm payroll because if no one's there, NFP is going to take a beat down, right? Think about it. So that could affect the markets bearishly already. Like, it's kind of already playing into the hands. So I'm not saying we got a black swan coming, but it starts to convey that there could be, you know what I mean? There could be some issues. So, right? So gold and silver doing damage. What was I about to Google? I was about to Google something. I don't know what I was about to Google. I lost my train of thought. Let me see what you people are saying here in the chat. DGI 69 looks interesting. Dots meme, though. I mean, I still own some. It's funny that you brought it up. Yeah, my gold target was 37,100 pure smash. Let's go. I know, right? $3,800 for a price an ounce of gold. It's amazing. Like this, you know, anything you had that you bought worth gold, just continue to rip. Right? My gold target hit When Pepe 1700, Sam, we are below the 1,000 now. I don't know, man. I don't know why you keep asking me. Like, it's like, I told you it was going there for sure. I maybe did a super chat. Now you want to hold me down. I don't know what the heck was wrong with you people. Let's take a look at XAN. Amora, right? Anoma, sorry. Wow, so this thing was pumping and doing absolute damage. Went from 9 cents all the way up to 25 cents. And then there's the crash, right? So just out of nowhere, this thing was running up. And then, around 2, 3 in the morning, right there, 20 hours, 12 o'clock at night, boom. That's just massive dump. This thing looks like it was part of some type of manipulation. I don't know. I can't tell for sure, but it looks pretty awkward to me. Yeah, I don't like what I'm seeing here for Zan. Not at all. Not at all. I swear I was going to Google something. I don't know what I was going to Google. Well, I'll never know now, right? What's the point? I was about to say, I really hid the chat behind. So, we got to do the CME gap. We got to do the CME gap. We're going to look at BOOKMAP. We're going to have some fun. So, first thing we're going to do is look at the BOOKMAPA, the big puppy, the big papa. All right, and then we're going to go from there. So, right now, BOOKMAP. What is it saying? What is it convening? What's the lessons that we're learning here? Well, when I see the Gaussian blur, I can see that there's definitely a good amount of liquidity all the way back down to about 110,900, right? Even says, 110,900. And then here, about 109,550. So those are two areas we got to watch for if we do slip, okay? And then to the upside, we have 117.7. And so as long as I just stay in shape, keep doing my thing, I should be able to get even me to 117.7, right? You know? But we'll see. We will see. So I like our odds here of a possible short squeeze, right? Like if you didn't care about either outcome and you were just looking at this, you'd say, hey, man, that looks like a short squeeze could come to the upside. If I take a shot at it, it might end up being the shot of a lifetime. You never know. But again, you got to make sure it makes you happy and fits your trading style. Sam, with the Swift news yesterday, is there any chance XRP gets over $5? I would stay away from this whole XRP narrative. It has to do this. It has to do that. It doesn't have to do a dang thing, right? So remember that, okay? And it's going to take a lot longer than anybody told you it was. Remember that. If you do make money fast, consider yourself pleasantly surprised, right? Cryptocurrency is a long, long goal that takes a long time for people to trust and grow a community and build something big. And once you're dedicated, they will find a place to dedicate to you too as well. It's pretty amazing, I found, but that is life in a bit of a nutshell. So look, that's like a 15-1, 18-1. If she hits that, so be it. You know what I mean? And she runs it all the way up to 5 beans. If not, no one ever, it's like, so that's a gutsy call right there, right? For someone back in the day. XRP looking very, very interesting. Sam, with the Swift. With the Swifty and the fisticuffs, right? Yeah. Let's take a look at Swift coin here and see what's happening. It's a Swift coin. So I saw this as just a giant Adam and Eve double bottom. And either you buy in now and just forget about it. You know what I mean? You do whatever makes you happy. I don't know what you're asking for, but I'm just looking at this as a giant inverted Adam and Eve that could break to the upside more than it can, right? So, bang, that thing looks interesting to me. SWFTC, but it is at the bottom of its barrel. There's a little bit of bullish dip there. I don't like to live in squalor like that. It just looks up and down. When you start to see this movement here, that's the low that I would like to get in. And then ride that puppy back somewhere up to here. So it looks interesting. It gets a lot of talk. It's not the worst coin in the world, but yeah. Sam, with the Swift news yesterday, is there any chance XRP gets over $5? I disagree, no. If anything, it could hurt XRP. And there you go with ASTER taking the move to the downside as well as Hyper. The whole DEX game really falling off of it. And I saw this breaking out. I did. It looked like it was going to pump. I think we went over it last night, right? And talked about it. And lo and behold, they just completely dumped the thing. It could get back on a wick. I'm not a fan, though, already. It's already kind of showing signs of weakness here. And it's very tight, too. You see what I'm saying? Like, extremely tight. Hold on 1 second. I just got to put on the air conditioner. Just that much a note better. And I had to change it up. All right, I'm back in action. Send in your super chats for TAs and deep dives. Let me know what you're up to. So, yeah, I mean, it looked like shoulder, head, and shoulder. But I have to be honest, it started to look like it was going to make a higher low and get a little tight here. I did expect it to come down, but not like that. I wouldn't be surprised if this wicks back inside, gets tight, and still breaks out. I'm looking for this to turn into an inverted head and shoulder. If Bitcoin rips, how does a DEX not continue to pump? You know? Or does it just continue lower all the way to zero? Who knows? I mean, I'm not the soothsayer of it all, but dang. Doesn't look amazing there for BTC. I mean, for ASTER. ASTER looks like it could go lower, right? That next target would be 136. I would not long this anymore. You know what I mean? That's hasn't been stopped out, but I wouldn't long that anymore. That looks like it's headed lower for sure. It's definitely going to test 131. It looks like, without a doubt in my mind. BOOKMAP showing liquidity all the way up to about what? 112,000, 117,950 for BTC. So not amazing, right? Fib of the 4 hour bring you around 100. Yeah, that's what we were saying. Same exact story, yeah. You were going to Google pants store in Singapore. You're hilarious, man. So ridiculous. Your view on Bitfarm Ord. I don't know. I don't have a view on it. I have no idea. Someone said, can you look at the GoPro chart? Interesting. And then it's Andrew Yorkovic, always holding me down. Let's not have a shutdown first. We'll assume we'll be getting any numbers this week. Yeah, let's assume we get good numbers and we don't have the shutdown. Be absolutely beautiful. But we are on the whim. We are on the whim. Now, let's look at GoPro. I just bought a GoPro. And it's funny because someone had asked about the GoPro stock, and it was like $1. It looked like it had been tanking. It had been absolutely tanking. But wow, ever since I put it out, and we discussed it. So we talked about Bitcoin here, and then we talked about it breaking out somewhere, what, $1.35? And then the flag. Look at GoPro going all the way to $3, man. Making a 3x since I first saw it in August 15th. So in like a 2-month time, like under 2 months, this thing did a massive move to the upside. And honestly, it's kind of like where Bitcoin stands right now. Like if you get the bounce, Bitcoin gets the bounce. Let's take a look at it together on that 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, otherwise, look, shoulder. I see a head and shoulder there too, though. Funny, a lot of mixed signals today. That looks like a head and shoulder that's going to break down. I'd have to say that's more likely you're going to see price action down at 165 than anything else, but I can't guarantee it. Right? There's no guarantees. Not at all. Okay, so let's take a look at Advantis. That's another super chat, AVNT. And thank you so much, Advantis here on MEXC. So Advantis to me is in the sweet spot. It started to come right down into the 618.65 Fibonacci pocket, right? Retracement, which is a known area for retracements. Like, you know, many people get retracements here. So you wouldn't be the first one. You see what I'm saying? And the point, I'm just messing with you, right? The point is, though, this is the higher likely place to be flying, right? It's more likely to fly this way than anything else. Right off this Fibonacci, because that's how we roll. So for me, you could wick to the 786, but this could be the accumulation zone for Advantis. It is high risk, high reward, but that's, you know, and it sends you back to 295. Beautiful flag there for Advantis. We played it. To this day, man, I look back, you know, every once in a while you get an absolute freebie. That was a monster move. And it never looked back, never went to the stop loss, just continued to rip. They just let that puppy fly, baby. So I'm watching Advantis right here. Same idea for Advantis. A bounce off the 618.786 or the 618.65 in the golden pocket. And if so, the 786 is waiting in tow just in case. Can you check FLOKI, says BG. Sam, with the Swift news yesterday, is there any chance XRP gets over $5? I don't think so. But first, we'll take a look at XRP. 8 months here. It changed my life already. God bless. Maximilian List, I love you. Thank you so much for being here with me every single day. DJI looks thoughts meme though. You know, I'll look at it in a second if I get a chance. I don't know if I can. 8 months here to change my life. Well, you changed my life for helping me change your life. So God bless you. You did so much to really push me forward. I greatly appreciate it. Underground Crypto over here. Shout out to everybody subscribed to Underground Crypto. He blasted with 1,000 subs and beyond. I remember my first 1,000 subs. It was a really big deal. It made me knew I was on the path to something bigger than myself. And if I kept going, who knew where I would end up? And I just knew that. I said, I'm just going to keep grinding no matter what. A trader just keeps grinding no matter what. A trader keeps pushing. You don't find excuses. You don't, you just simply keep it moving. You let your discipline speak for yourself. You don't waste time, and you keep pumping. That's what it's all about here, folks. Sam, MyX puts its impulse moves at the beginning of the month. So expect a breakout or a breakdown. It's a 3-month-old coin, man, and you're going on a 3-month speculation. To me, it's a little much. But hey, maybe you're right, Joseph. Maybe you're right. And it's as Swift. I don't know. It doesn't have to have a space there. Yeah. Some of these new coins are straight up rug extortioners with a daily 25% drops. 100%. They give away so much of the supply, flood the market. Like, it just 100%. It's a fee-driven game, man. Yep. So, that GoPro, we didn't finish with that GoPro. MyX is still slipping. I'll watch it, but I don't love it. Something tells me to be wary of that stock. So, possible move, or we could get the bounce of the century. Right, and we get the bounce here. Boom. Boom. We get this, like, this is kind of what we're looking for. Really want to see this bounce. Other than this kind of shoulder, head, bit of a right shoulder that could take us further to the downside. So no guarantees at all. All right. In trading, but I want to see this thing bounce and consolidate. And if it does that, I mean, you're looking for a pretty big move. And that could be right around the time I start my GoPro campaign. You know what I mean? So get ready. This show is brought to you by a Shure microphone. But I also have a GoPro Hero 13. Link in this. No, I should have a link to one of these. And this thing is awesome. I love it. I love it. I've never vlogged so well, so quick, so fast. It made everything so seamless and simple for me. Thank you, dear Lord, for putting that on my radar, helping me out, finding that thing. It's just, you never know when things come your way. Blessings on blessings to be alive with each and every one of you. You. So what else is kind of running? I got another list too, a little secret list, and I got a lot of coins I put out in the last few days that you may want to pay attention to. Didn't get a chance to talk to about it with anyone because I was in your cubicle just getting it in. The little cubicle, right? Flying through a cubicle, man, but it is what it is. 113,133 for Bitcoin. That's the official number. $2.254 trillion market cap. And now, and you can see Zcash really taking the cake. Jupiter back at 41, right? It's like not unhealthy market. Near protocol, everything cake, everything just kind of where it was. And where is Atom of all coins, right? Atom is at $3.98. So even Atom loses $4. It's just, wow. Some altcoins are bleeding. Chainlink at 21, Pepe, SEI. Wow. Conflux, Aptos, Render, Hyperliquid is at 43. Hyperliquid looks weak to me, I got out of Hyperliquid in profits about a week ago, and I'll explain why I saw what I saw. Okay, so yeah, now this is another thing that we have to kind of spend some time on today, which it is what it is, but we got to do it. We got to take a look at Bitcoin dominance, and we want to see what Bitcoin dominance is doing compared to the rest of the market. If Bitcoin comes on a tear and starts to absolutely rip, Bitcoin dominance is going to start to also pump as well. Let's just take a look at Bitcoin and where it stands right now on BOOKMAP. And wow, it lost 113,000. So it's struggling to hold 113,000, going back to $119,000, $112,900 Bitcoin, not 119, $112,900. It still has liquidity. Wow, this just built up. at 114,090. We didn't see that prior till, and now we have it. We also have a little more liquidity all the way down to 11,000, but we shall see. All right? I kind of like what we're seeing here. Bang. So that will be on the background whenever you need it. And so this was a bit of a flag. I mean, we did, it's very similar to kind of Bitcoin's descending triangle that played out a couple weeks. But this is, this looked, it was getting tight. Said it could break out basically the base to the upside. And that's kind of what you start to see here, right? And Bitcoin gets to about 59.45% in dominance. Right now, it's going to hit that resistance at the double top. But it looks like it's coming back for more. Let's take a look at the 8-hour. Yeah, the 8-hour has vengeance. Started to pump. We want to see this cross the 8-hour and get a massive pump. We don't want to see a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, which is setting up for that. But I see momentum on the RSI. I see some momentum on the stochastics. I see the MACD just crossing it. To me, those are all bullish signs. And I would not be surprised if this thing continues further to the upside here for Bitcoin. All right? That's just the level that I'm looking for. That's the key level. And then we get right to this. This is going to get sucked up like a magnet to the 8-hour 200 moving average, where we'll have a little resistance, but once it gets back above that, oh my gosh, it's going to rip to the 12-hour 200 moving average. Your target, and that this is going to be coming down while that moves up, but price is actually obviously faster in tow, so we're going to look at about 60,000, 60.55% in the dominance, right? That's kind of the level that I would be looking for. Now I want to look at U.S. Tether dominance. Very important, right? Because that should be waning. We're also going to look at the DXY for a split second today, even though I did the top-down analysis every week. I want you to kind of readjust just in case. We have the top-down analysis is for what we should look at each week. Then we go and look at things each week. You see? The top-down analysis just tells us how we should be handling it. Okay, so now we look here at the 12-hour time frame for BTC. And we see that we have this kind of like falling wedge flag here too that could propel us further to the upside for sure, right? So there's a flag there. And that's got like the cup and handle vibe too as well, you see? And the last time we saw this, we did get the move. The person saw themselves and that was just enough to see themselves and say, whoa, But look, I mean, that's a cup and handle with a measured move to about 17% of the game. I mean, I don't want to see Tether dominance bouncing. If Tether dominance bounces with Bitcoin dominance, it's not a good scene. What you really want to look for, personally, is more right shoulders there to complete this bigger pattern. Right? Am I wrong? But right now, me being the perma bull that I am, right? Almost more predominantly bullish than bearish, 100%. But I feel like that's what I have to be, so that's what I do. I'm looking for something like this with, push this back. I said push this back. There you go. I said push it back. So, we could be making this beautiful ascending triangle. You come up, you go sideways, and then you start, you break out. You got to have everything roped up and ready. You got to conceptualize and be ready to hit. You know what I mean? Can't wait for the last minute. Oh, man. So, Tether dominance in this falling wedge actually looks a little, sketchy on the 6-hour time frame. Suggests that we could get that bounce, because if Bitcoin dominance takes the bounce, let's take a look at it on the 6-hour time frame. Wow, massive move for Bitcoin dominance. I mean, look at it. It moved with Bitcoin yesterday, too. When Bitcoin ripped out that flag, Bitcoin dominance did 3 white soldiers. It's a very bullish sign. To get rejected by 59%, too, the exact kind of very close to the previous top. So we're on a bit of a mission here, as you can see. I don't know if we can find fish like that. Find me fish. I'm finding it now. Wow, this thing is not stopping. Bitcoin dominance absolutely ripping to the upside. I almost never seen it rip this hard in my life. That's crazy. And look at Bitcoin right now. So we wanted to see that bounce, but it's really like more taking that head and shoulder vibe down, right? And then you have this previous resistance, and you got support and resistance here too as well. Nice little action right there. So that's where I'm going to stick to this idea. I'm just going to draw it out on the floor, and that's why I love my systems. Like, now you can aggressively enter right here, right? If you feel like you nailed this bottom and you're likely not going to miss, I mean, it's a good feeling. Beck, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, miss. I saw you in aisle 7. I believe you left this. It's your gainitis bag. It's your gainitis patch. Fell off in aisle 7. Here you go. You might need that. No. You don't want it? You want gainitis? Oh, I'm sorry. You like being sick this way? My bad. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to try to cure you. I'll make sure I cough more gainitis on you tonight then. As soon as I humanly can. And, dude, Weeks had these, like, remote control giant whales. They look so cool. It was amazing. So, yeah, I'm looking for Bitcoin to do something like this. The bearish tone will be somehow we kind of pull off a weak right shoulder, and then this thing, they take them down on this shoulder, this head, this right shoulder here, right? But they dismissed. So, we'll see. So far, they dismissed the fact that we were going to continue to dump to the downside. Right? That green candle is holding us down. It closes in 23 minutes and 23 seconds. So that's going to be a big boy. Right? When that closes, it's going to have a big effect on the market. We're going to see where that stands. It will be a tweezer bottom too as well, which is, you know, more bullish than bearish for sure. Definitely something that you want to see that could push us further to the upside. Okay? GoPro chart. So, yeah, let me get back to the GoPro chart. All right? Superchat. Wow, a hype train. You people are crazy. Let's go soon. So, wow, super chats are coming in strong, and I was, like, so focused. But that's okay. That doesn't mean I'm not going to get into them. Let's take a look. Let's hit fan funding, and it says it's got a blue. There's more out there to be had. Okay. Okay, the first thing, check out my X chart. We did look at that. ONDO, please. We looked at ONDO. Advantis, we did look at that. ZAN. An ecosystem looks really interesting, he says. Let's take a look at what you're saying here for ZAN. And Baudry, I still can't believe it, man. I hope you made massive gains so it doesn't matter. You probably did. If you were like me, you hit that flag with me. So, Anoma. Ecosystem looks real interesting. Already on Coinbase. Incubated by Coinbase Ventures. God bless lifers. Let's take a look at it. Xano, right? Xano. If I'm correct, right? Anoma on MEXC. Anoma on KuCoin, KKEX. Okay. There's Anoma. Wow, that thing. Did we look? Yeah, so this thing went all the way back to the downside. I did look at this. Yeah, I remember this now. For me, that's a rug pull. I would stay away from that until it like made some type of balanced behavior. But for me, it's just, that's, you know, and again, high risk, high reward. When you buy anything that you could just kind of speculate on, that's not like, you know, not the real deal, you're going to get paid most of the time, right? Everyone's trying to take you for you. You got to take you for you. If that makes any sense. I think it does, right? So look, we're looking for this shoulder, this head, this right shoulder to play out. We're looking for this here to get very, very tight for Trump. Or Kita, right? It's a Kita. Yeah, not Trump. Kita. Now, if Kita can get this bounce, shoulder, head, right shoulder, I mean, that's what you want to look for. And then you want to look for this measured move. If you can get the measured move of Kita, get this nice move further to the upside here at about 1, right? So, and then a heavy resistance sitting at about 168, right? Hey, Baudry, could you also pick up my Ferragamos? Just a $1,000 super chat, man. That's nothing, right? Just a couple Ferragamis, man, for a guy. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. Let's go Soon. You're the best in the game, Sam. Let's look at Crypto Rebel and take a look at what happened to Soon. But Soon was hot. We did call out at that 618, 786 retracement, and it bounced off of it to the sideways action. Now it's very tight. Soon looks like it's gonna bust soon enough. Like it's only a matter of time. But yeah, Soon looks like it could do some serious damage. A heavy resistance for Soon at about 39 too. And Soon heads all the way up to about what? 7333 is my target. Now, again, it will have to breach this 39 and then retest it. But Soon's on my radar. It's looking very, very tight. And anything is possible, but when I see things that tight, it usually means there's going to be a move coming pretty soon, right? But who knows? But that's soon, all right? And remember, I made the bigger gain while I was traveling. I'm going to teach you how to make gains no matter what. No excuses. Plane, trains, and automobiles. You can be around the world and still make it happen. It does not matter. Nothing could stop you. You've got this. Remember, every single day, push yourself forward. Every single day, find a crew and a group of people that want to make you feel good about yourself. And make others feel good about themselves, too. When someone walks by, say, hey, that's a nice hat, when they're wearing a nice hat. You know they want you to say that's a nice hat. Hook them up, you know? Compliment people for no reason but to compliment them. Fill them with love. The world needs you and me to continue to do that every single day. Let's spread that life or vision to the world. Life or vision is seeing the world through love lens. Understanding that everybody can and will love you at the right time. All right? Let's take a look at ZBCN, Zebek Network. Zebekin. At your Zebekin call, right? Funny, when we looked at it, it was getting super tight. 786, all that. Actually, it came to the 786 and bounced. That's kind of the long haul. Like, this is the long haul of the trade we just looked at. Meaning, like, just kind of what happens over time if it just kind of sits. So could we get a bounce here off the bottom of the channel? It would be nice. It's a cup and handle with an elongated handle, kind of a right angle, like right hand idea there. Yeah, and there's the target there at about 0.115435. For ZBCN. I've got this locked and loaded. I like it a lot. I mean, that's a 5.82 risk-1 ratio. Looks like it could definitely, it's not perfect, but it's looking pretty nice to me. Bullish on the lifers. Join the 99, the best in the group. If you want to join the 99, everybody, you can go to cryptolifer.com. Go to crypto. It's pretty cool. You type in CRYPTOLIFER.com. And it takes you to my website where you can subscribe to a monthly, a quarterly, or an annual subscription to my Discord. People are jumping in all the time. So many new people every day. The new people that jumped in today, thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. Sam is extraordinary. He travels the world in different time zones, and he never leaves us alone. He's an example of discipline and dedication. Thank you so much, man. And the stream still suffers. It's crazy. No matter how hard I work, it does not matter. And that's why I want to let people know that nobody hears you on. Nobody cares. Bullish on the lifers. Join the 99, the best in the group. Shout out to Reliable J in the house. Thank you so much for always holding me down and being amazing, Reliable J. May God bless you, man. You always have the right thing to say at the right time as well. And you've helped me so many times. You have no idea. Straight up Reliable J, man. It's not easy, too. Nothing's easy. Okay, let's take a look here at RECC USDT. RECC. Funny, I remember RACA, which is funny, but not RECC. Might have to go to Dex Screener to see that, and I don't think Dex Screener works out here. You know what I mean? I think it has an issue. I mean, let's see. The one you asked about there was RECC. Just a little slow, but things are all right. I remember this coin when it first came out. I really liked the logo. Remember this? I remember the logo really well. See, that's how a good logo can really take you. So it had a nice pump out the flag there when you first at 001. It did about a 3x. Now it's at about a 1.5, and now it's sitting at about a 2x from the 1 cent. What I would look at is something like this, see? And I want to see it. I would like to see it fulfill its duties before waiting for, the change of guard there. But dang, I like this thing getting very tight. That's what I like to see. I could do it without even moving averages, but I know they're kind of all coming together like so. They've wrapped, and now they're like this and this and this. The 200 could be coming, and they're about to blast to the upside. This looks bullish to me. RECC looks like it just has to kind of get its bearings, go a little more sideways, and it's on the right path of science and knowledge. I hope it doesn't rug us, you know. But you never know. I do like the coin RECC on Sol, right? And if it can continue to get tight there, there's some magic in the air that could really whip this puppy up like some whipped eggs, man. Some whipped mashed potatoes, you know? Whip that puppy. We talked about order. I liked order off that 786-618 retracement area. Look for Bitcoin to do this on that 4-hour time frame. Get that tweezer bottom, get tight, and get ready for another battle, because it never ends. It never ends. Let's take a look at orderly. Order, which is orderly. How do you do it? I do it orderly. Order, baby, order. The orderly network. So we talked about orderly, and I said the orderly looks good to me. And I said I wouldn't be surprised if orderly breaks out from this 786 fib at about 20 cents. And orderly went all the way, if you can believe it, to 47 cents. Almost did a 2.5x. And then now it's kind of sitting inside of a flag here, getting overbought as well. Orderly. I would be, and again, people leave the stream early. I don't know why that happens too, but it is what it is. I guess they got to eat lunch. It's near 12 o'clock. But my thing is this. There's so much opportunity out here, and I don't even give you all of it every day because there's nowhere I can't. The only way to get it all and everything in my brain is to let me overlap with you and continue to have you every single day. And then you're going to be able to see it. Hey, podcast me. Put you in your, put me in the headphones. People say they do. Have me at work so no one knows. You don't have to watch me on the computer. You can have it on the iPhone, podcast, whatever you want. And we're working on getting that CD to you too as well. That DVD, I'm just messing. But we are working on making it more accessible as well, Sam is extraordinary. Thank you for being nice. You didn't have to say that. Can we check FLOKI, somebody says? And Kita. I think we did look at Kita. Kita just doesn't look amazing. I'm looking for this to go sideways and then pump to the upside. Absolutely lovely like. Very likely, right? Who knows? But it is starting to, it's the one that's hot. It went up, it went sideways. That's the one. Orderly, baby, orderly. And we saw it way before it happened, somewhere back in here, and that's, brand new coin. I was wary of it. And then it gets the move. Please check FLOKI for me. FLOKI, baby. I still own my FLOKI from so long ago, man. Best character in the entire space, right? FLOKI. So, wow. FLOKI is taking a hit. You think Solana would, move, and then Solana coins would actually get a bit of a love. But no. Look at this meme token here. Like, that looks like it could blast. Cup and handle to the upside, looking lovely for FLOKI. But no, looks like they're going to take it down for whatever reason. So that's a bearish sign right there off the bat that you're dropping somewhere to about, 4.00006431. And look at this. This looks like a head and shoulder inside right here. Get you further up, right? So that I don't know. That looks some sketchiness right now. I have to say that looks sketchy. We looked at Kroki. We did it all, man. Steak for you and Zeno. That's crazy that you did that, man. I still can't believe it. 8 months has changed my life already. God bless you. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at DJI 6930. Tom Brady all the way back to pass, right? Tom Brady back to pass. All the way from downtown. Stephen Curry. Smash it on him to the upside, right? So I believe I will wake up for the monthly candle close tomorrow morning. If everything goes well, I see why not. This thing is rounding a bottom. And rounding bottoms do pay the bills. And it was pretty cool compared to a lot of other coins. And there's a chance it rounds this bottom all the way back to the upside. Sad, it already had to get Adam and Eve. Look at that. But I like it. I'm hanging on. Why not? I do it all the time, so we'll see where it goes. It'd be awesome to see this thing up in here at the 5-cent region. And, I'd set up some generational wealth over the long term. So, DJI 6930. Not your boy, not your enemy. Just chilling. A lot of buys coming in on it, too, though. Straight buy. Everyone's, a lot of people stay home after the, So they're in there, right? They want to work. They want to grind. What time is it now? Yeah, 11:40. All the home traders, people that work from home and grind, they may, that looks interesting to me. Again, high risk, high reward. Just, my whole point, what am I saying? I like the structure. That's all. I like the structure of not Bybit. I mean, FLOKI, that looks like it's going down to 5727, man. That looks bearish to me. Just looks bearish. And then Bitcoin just flipped bearish. I mean, Bitcoin flips bearish, going to come here. Then it's going to make the right shoulder there. You see this? And then it's going to say it's going to depart, right? I hit something. I don't know what happened over here. Silver did get the resistance right there off of the top of the trend line after such a massive move. So insane. Okay. Thank you, dear Lord, for everything you've given me today. Thank you for the technology to work. Thank you for everything doing its thing. Thank you for all the blessings going our way. All right. Someone said Bitcoin on pump. I don't know about that. I'm watching Bitcoin. I don't see it on pump, so to speak, as you say. But God bless you. Thank you. I know you're just trying to help. I mean, that looks like an M pattern right there that hit resistance. That's what I see happening. Oh, Biddy on pump. I see what you're saying. I thought you meant Biddy is pumping. I'm like, all right. Yeah, Biddy had a good following. Little guy there. Biddy, the Bitcoin mascot, right? He's got to take on so many people. This definitely at market cap is like, market cap's at what, 5.8 mil with 513. Yeah, so you're looking for this thing to do some damage. Biddy on Sol. Maybe it makes that right shoulder. See, shoulder, head, kind of that last right shoulder before it just gets that move. And then bang. And bang. Oh, look, I could plug the light in while it's on. I never thought about that. Ha-ha. MyAx 1 hour scan wick. It's possible. I'd be very careful. Yeah. I'd be very careful after after Monday's pump, and the way the market looks right now, I would be very wary. Right? I'm not in any big trades right now. When I am in another big trade, you will know. I tend to hit my big trades like 90% of the time. So when I put out a big trade, we nail it to the upside. We absolutely do. All right. Blessings. Blessings on blessings on blessings on blah, 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 blah. Okay, there's another coin we got to talk about. I know. That coin's called Lighter. It's not out yet. But I urge you to go to Underground Crypto and watch his video. He has 2 videos about Lighter. I'm actually going to show you his channel right now just so you can understand. Underground Crypto. He keeps it underground, but he's going to be blowing up soon overground. Look at that, 1,000 subscribers and up. Man, my man's doing his thing. So Mystery Monday, crypto deep dives, right? Exploring hidden crypto narratives and projects. Who knows what he talked about there, but I'm interested. Aren't you? I want to know what he did there. Top crypto trends to watch. That might kind of set you straight. Only, wow, he did 2 hours on that, though. Dang, that's a lot. But he went in. There must be a lot going on. And then if you look at his videos, too, I mean, right? Lighter crypto project. I would check this out. Lighter, right? A perp Dex, you can. I believe it's going to be hot. He started looking at it. I told him, I like this thing. Check it out. He did. An AI smartphone could kill the iPhone, and it's decentralized. Look. Lambo just launched, and it's already exploding. So crazy. So, man, keep grinding. Don't stop. All right? Don't stop, brother. Don't stop. Don't stop. I love you. Never stop. Somehow, some way it works if we keep feeding it, man. I don't know how. I don't know what happens. All I know is if we show up every single day, somehow we end up in a better place than we were before. You know what I mean? And if we're grateful for everything we have, and we live with gratitude, and if we apologize when we're not always perfect, we're human beings. You know what I mean? But we make the best of it. We make light of it, and we don't get too crazy over it. Things work out. And there's usually never an issue until you make it one. as Jamie said so eloquently today, as I liked him to say. One more banger, Sam. Velvet on the 1 day. RSI about to rip. Still high risk, but why not? Velvet was so hot the last time we looked at it too. Right? I don't know what Bitcoin's going to do. I wanted to make sure it keeps the 15-minute 200 moving average. If it stays above that, we have our chance. Everything goes flat, sideways, and then we have a bigger pull, and we pump. So if the 15-minute does fend off the 200 moving average here, if we do get the bigger move, like I'm looking for, right? You see, we go up and down, we go boom. Instead of just dipping back down below that 200. We got to stay above the 15-minute 200 moving average. It's Osho important. Osho. Same thing here too now. Like remember, we haven't switched it up. We've been telling you the same thing the entire stream. Even since last night when I took profits. I said you're going to flag out the 4 hour. You're going to wait. If you just do what I show you to do, you're going to be in immense control of this price action. So we're waiting for this to close a tweezer bottom on the 4 hour time frame. Once it does, that's confirmation of a long with a stop loss below the other opposing long. And then you go from there. That's it. There's no rocket science to this. It's not, we're going to watch this area. And then we know it's a key Fibonacci retracement. And that's why we whipped off the 618 golden pocket. That's why it's another reason we should be able to get a move here to the upside. Nothing's guaranteed, but there is a way. All right. Oh, wow. What a show, man. This show's been amazing. We went over Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance, total 2. We talked about Bitcoin the whole time and broke down a lot of key insights to Bitcoin. We went over some altcoins that matter. Talked about movement in the market, man. There's so much going our way. It's been insane. It's been insane. Wow. Blessings on blessings. And shout out to Kinesis.money. It's really cool to see me making money here and to see that. To see silver just absolutely going to tear here. And what they didn't, I feel like, hold on one second. I just want to show you here. But to see silver going an absolute tear is something I've been waiting to see for a long, long time, right? And I mean, $46 an ounce, silver just absolutely tearing it up. And as I showed you, like there's a chance it just flags out here on the 1 hour time frame and continues further to, like here, it continues further to the upside. See, it starts getting tight and it gets that rippage. Let's take a look at Velvet and see what's happening to Velvet. USDT here on MEXC. Velvet. Now, Velvet fell out of this falling wedge, this this kind of bottom trend line, and then kind of went sideways. Looks like it may rip to the downside too as well, or possibly make a shoulder, head, right shoulder. I'm not sure. Something like this, right? I don't know. It doesn't look amazing. I'll be honest. I liked it when it was here. I wanted it to stay tight. And I remember when we first looked at it, and then it absolutely ripped too, both times. Right now, it looks like it's rolling over. I have to be honest. It's below its 1 hour 200 moving average. That's a bearish sign. And it looks like it could dump with a rounded top back down to the 4 hour 200 moving average. Now, maybe I'm wrong, and it's in a I broke in and broke out situation. And, I don't know. But that doesn't, to me, that didn't look planned. No one talked about it. It definitely wasn't what I knew was happening to my house. So that's a bit odd. My wife usually tells me if that ever happens, which it only happened once or twice. But so Velvet, I see more downside to the 200 moving average. I do not see a big pump here, but I'll keep it open-minded. You never know. I come back tomorrow and see that it is back in the pattern, and then hey, it's worth it. So I'll let it chill. But I think there's a very low probability that I trade that. You see what I'm saying? Extremely low. So nothing's changed. We're back here. We knew Tuesday was going to be a tough grind after that bounce on Monday. I mean, you pumped all day on Monday. And then there was a chance up until 11 o'clock last night that we could have pumped out of a flag too. But we kind of hung out and went somewhat sideways, right? So, and that's kind of how we look at it. One more banger. So we did look at Velvet. Let's take a look at all the super chats and say thank you to all the fan funding. $300 in chat revenue. I mean, I don't even know how that's possible. But I feel like, Baudry, man, you're my peoples, man. Omar Lopez, thank you. BK Polar, thank you. And everyone that said, you can't see the charts. Scottish Crypto, God bless you. Shout out to Joyd Wingard, Brave. Shout out to Simeon Ivanov. Shout out to Wythe. Shout out to Luca. Shout out to Keeping It Real 24/7. We did that. Either you run the day or the day runs you. Jim Rohn, baby. Jim Rohn. Check out my X chart. Thoughts on ONDO. Advantis, we looked at that from Jesse Moe. Can we please check FLOKI? Yep, stake for you and Zeno on me. That's crazy. I can't believe that. Ivan Roque, Kita, please. We looked at that. XAN, we did look at that. Anoma on Underground Crypto's idea there. Wow, this is crazy. Kita, we looked at that. 8 months here. It changed my life already. God bless. God bless you. DJI looks interesting. Yeah, it does. We did look at that. GoPro chart, please. Let's not have a shutdown for the first. We assume we'll be getting any numbers in this week. 100%. RECC, Sam, with the Swift news yesterday, is there any chance XRP gets over $5? I don't know, man. Let's get soon. You're the best in the game, Sam. Hey, God bless you. That's so nice, Cryptic Rebel. And shout out to Nerky, 530p. Can you look at ZBCN, he asked. Reliable J, Sun Homes, Riviera Maya with the 50-pound, man. Bonker kills all trolls. Poner kills all trolls. Ivan Roque, Woozy, and Crypto Revel. God bless you all. Thank you so much for coming to the channel. Thank you so much for the super chats and the support. I'm going to show up every single day and nail it. Yesterday, we did make $7,000 in the trade. I could show you my live trade here on MEXC. Imagine making $7,000. It took me years to get to this level where it happened, but it was an amazing day. And I'm just excited to be alive at this point, doing what I do to help each and every one of you make gains, right? Wow, everything really did go our way yesterday, though. It was just one of them days. I just wanted to show you. There it is. I was scanning for it. And honestly, I sold a little early, too. Had I sold exactly... So if you look at that, I was only up 110. I was up 2,400, about 2,470, right? So, bang. And then I actually could have sold up another 1,000. You know what I mean? So, but it is what it is. It's all good. I like where I sold at 113,377 on the 77, baby. And I made a beautiful 7 racks on MEXC. God bless MEXC. God bless my trading style. And God bless each and every one of you for being here. You know, you shared your most precious asset with me for an hour. Okay? That's what you just did. You made it happen. You held it down with the lifer here in Singapore, all alone by myself in my hotel at 10 at night, right? No one to hold me and tuck me in like my beautiful wife. But, you know, these are the days of our lives, right? And success is not always a party. I'll be honest with you, success is lonely. There's many days when you have to do what you have to do to be very successful, and no one's going to want to be there with you, man. You know, I built my whole studio. I put my wires together. I mean, people will help me, but they just know that I'm in the zone. And this is just what I do. You know what I mean? And so I can't stop. I love you all. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on what you know is what you need to do. Like, you know what you got to do. Keep doing it. Keep pushing yourself. Don't stop. I love you. And just have an amazing day. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Keep pushing. I'll be in the charts throughout the day, on and off. I'll be up by 5 or 6 too, and we'll go over 8 p.m. For the monthly candle close tonight, and we'll hold you down. I love you. Thank you so much. I'll be back later on tonight for more. I'll let you know if I'm not, but I should be. But you never know, because I am traveling. You never know. But we should be good to go. And look, you're not going to believe it. I got pants on and a belt. I look ready to go. Look at that. With the periwinkle blue. What you know about periwinkle blue? All right? With the gray tie, and I put the blue in the tie. Come on, man. I'll teach you how to dress at another time. Having some water. Stay hydrated. Stay fresh. I'll keep you guys posted in Singapore. Token 2049. God bless you all. I'll see you on the flip.